Hey everybody, it's Vicky with Dementia with Grace. We're going to do a caregiver series this week, and what we're going to talk about first is caregiver guilt, because that is what I hear a lot about, and I see that in my group, I see that in my practice, that there is a lot of caregiver guilt, because I think caregivers that really care and that really want to do a good job, and there are some of each out there. But the ones that are, that I think that are on YouTube looking for a video, that are on Facebook looking for a support group, that are seeking me out in my private practice, are the caregivers who really want to make a difference in the lives of their people with dementia. And they really want to do a good job. Those same people seem to be saddled with guilt. I'm not doing enough. Am I doing enough? Could I do something different? Could I do something better? If I were a good wife, I would keep my husband at home and not dare think about putting him into a nursing home. If I were a good daughter, I would be able to understand what my mother needs, and I would be able to meet those needs, and I would be able to I would just know what I'm doing. Do you know who else has those kinds of feelings? Mothers, and young fathers who, are worried if they're doing the right thing. They've never been a parent before, maybe, or maybe they've never been a parent of a child like this. Maybe their first child was easy and their second child is hard. Mothers worry about going back to work or back to school and sending their children to daycare. It's a lot of that same guilt. It comes from a place of love, and it comes from a place of I want to do the very best that I can do, and I'm afraid that I'm falling short. That is what that is. What I'm here to encourage you is, this may be the first time that you've ever been a caregiver of anybody, much less somebody with dementia. And as I have said in my videos before, sometimes people let that diagnosis throw them. They let it scare them. They let it, intimidate them. And they say, I don't know anything about dementia. I can't take care of somebody with dementia. Very much like that young mother who says, I've never been a mother before, and I don't know what cry means hungry, and what cry means scared, and what cry means I'm wet, and what cry means I'm bored. I don't know what all of that means. What you have to do in both of those situations is acclimate yourself. What I believe in, taking a deep breath and centering yourself and saying, I'm doing the best I know how to do. Because you're trying your best, aren't you? Am I telling you something that you don't know already? I believe if you were your good friend and you were sitting down with yourself, you would say, listen, you're doing the best job you can. You're doing everything you know to do. You're seeking questions to answers answers to questions you don't have. What else can you do? What else could you do better? I don't know. I don't know what else you could do better. That's what a friend would say. And so that's what I want you to say to yourself. Listen, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. It is perfectly fine to not know what in the world you are doing, because there are all kinds of videos on YouTube that will teach you. There's all kinds of books you can read. I have a book, The 36-Hour Day is a wonderful book for specific guidelines on things. Call your care partners. Call the doctor. Call the nurse. Call the psychiatrist. Call a social worker. Call somebody on the home health care team that maybe has been in and seen your person. All of those people are helpers, and they want to help you. And you're here helping yourself. I can't think of a better combination. You're wanting to help yourself, and you've surrounded yourself with people who want to help you, right? Right. This whole week is going to be about encouragement, and I'm going to, on the Dementia with Grace show page over on Facebook, the days will consist of a little nugget of wisdom in the morning, just an encouragement, an affirmation. I believe that you can set your day up with just giving yourself some love in the mornings and some affirmations and saying you are enough. Listen, tell you, look at yourself in the mirror and say, me, Vicky, You are enough, Vicky. You are a good person, Vicky. You're sacrificing so much. Say it to yourself. Speak to yourself with as much love as you would speak to somebody else that you love and somebody else that you're proud of, because that is what you need. That is what you need to tell yourself. That is the kind of thing that you need to hear. So tell yourself, okay? All right, if y'all have any questions about anything, there's lots of videos now on all kinds of issues, behavior management issues, caregiver issues, and I would encourage you to go and watch some of the other videos. If you are looking for a group, please come on over to Facebook and join our group, the Caregiver Support Group. It's just called the Dementia with Grace Caregiver Support Group, and it's 1,000+ strong now, and lots of good people, just wonderful and just encouraging, brave, insightful people who help each other along this journey. It's a hard journey, but it can be made easier by, by getting you some tools in your toolbox and just facing it head on. We're going to talk about probably next week some of my sayings, and one of my sayings is I believe in shaking hands with the truth. Listen, this is a hard journey, and the sooner you say, you know what, this is a hard journey, and I got to have some help, the sooner that you will get help and the easier your journey can be. Okay? All right. I'll talk to y'all later. I love y'all. Bye. Mwah.